Oklahoma has scandal on its hands right now, and it's avoidable, totally avoidable, as many scandals are. So Oklahoma does a lot of things right. I want to stress that right up front. This is not a bash Oklahoma segment. I love Oklahoma. It is my stated goal to make it to a game in Norman this year. But I'm telling you they do a bunch of things right because we are about to point out a grave injustice at the hands of the University of Oklahoma, and we are going to publicly shame them, hopefully into a reversal, of course. Because everyone locally is up in arms, I feel it's our duty as the gatekeepers of the sanctity of the Saturday product to use our national microphone to help our friends out in Norman. So what's happening here? Well, I'm going to read you a headline. I'm going to read you the question from Sam, then I'm going to read you the headline. So Sam said, are you going to weigh in on the Oklahoma tailgating controversy? Of course I am, Sam. Of course I am. Here's a headline. When you hear headlines like this, run. Second paper pop of the show. Headline from the University of Oklahoma. OU announces the expansion of private tailgating areas to allow for what? For a stronger fan experience. Translation, it's over. You're all screwed. That's essentially coming from the University of Oklahoma. This is happening all across the country. Oklahoma's the latest to do it. The reason this applies to virtually all of you, or at least if you're a fan of any kind of major program or any kind of brand name, is we've taught this lesson on this show a million times. This is just going to be 1,000,001. When you let people who preach the Sunday gospel from a sports perspective get their hands on the Saturday game, this stuff happens. This is what they do at every NFL stadium. This is a relatively new concept to college football campuses. Why are they doing it? Why are they all of a sudden... Well, here's what's happening. I kind of got the cart before the horse. What's happening at a lot of places is they are taking areas that used to be public tailgating areas, and they are essentially corporatizing them. And they are selling huge parcels of land to the highest corporate bidder, and then you've got these pathetic excuses for tailgates. Everything's name brand, everything's sanitized, no one's passed out on the ground. It's disgusting. And they put it right there in the heart of campus, and that's tailgating. It's tailgating, all right. It's just not tailgating, if that makes any sense to you. And so that's happening at a lot of places. Now, here is the complaint I have at its core. It's ridiculous because your ticket prices aren't going down, are they? Your parking prices, your concession prices not going down. You're having to pay for tailgating now. That's why I have tried to stress to you that when they describe expansion and these new media rights deals and all the financial windfall that comes from their expanded playoff in the future, and they tell you it's for the betterment of the fan experience, they are playing you. They've always been playing you. What benefit are you seeing? Nothing has gone down in price. In fact, everything goes up in price. No matter how much money they make, they'll continue to rob you of your fan experience. Not because they need to, but because they can. Because somewhere along the way, someone got distracted who has the best interest of you and me and the Saturday experience at heart, and they took their hands off the wheel. When you take your hands off the wheel of college football, the big threat is always that someone from the Sunday world is in the passenger seat. It's happening at Oklahoma right now. You tailgated here for 30 years, doesn't matter. Because a big brand has come in and they're going to pay X amount of money, and we're going to give that to them now. Not because we necessarily need it. You look around, we're building new facilities all over the place. Oklahoma doesn't need the money. Plus, we're about to move to the SEC in a couple of years. We'll be making $100 million just because we have their sticker on our helmet. No, we don't need that money. We're taking your tailgate spot because we can. Is that the spirit of Saturday? Is that the spirit of college football? Of course not. But the folks making the decision could not care less about any of the things I just mentioned. What's happening at Oklahoma has happened all throughout the SEC. It's happened in the Big Ten. It's happening everywhere that you have a brand that was built long before the suits arrived that's able to be sold and able to be partnered with corporately. And that's the way it is. So, once again, I say, be very careful allowing the Sunday logic to spill over into Saturday. It's orange juice, it's cereal, they're great separately, they don't taste good at all together. Having to pay for tailgate spots where you've been for 30 years free of charge doesn't taste good, especially when you're not hurting for money at Oklahoma and you won't be hurting for money in the foreseeable future because you have made the proper moves to align yourself with one of the two biggest brands in college athletics. So you don't need to do it. You're just choosing to do it. And in the process, you backhanded every fan. By the way, those fans that your new head coach has demanded deliver on a game day experience the likes of which the rest of the country can't match. What kind of crowd do you think you're getting to your stadium when you're making them pay to hang out outside the stadium before they ever come in the stadium? You ever hear people describe the atmosphere at the Super Bowl? No, because the atmosphere is not fun, because the only people there are the people who could really take the game or leave the game. It's the social experience for them. No. The crowd you want there is not the kind of crowd that's about to shell out $800 for a tailgate spot per Saturday. They're not the ones who can afford to pay PSL licensing for season tickets, which happens at a lot of places now too, just like the Sunday game. They're squeezing you because they can squeeze you, not because they have to. So when they tell you that they're making X amount of dollars, this is why it's never made sense to me that fans celebrate media rights deals. Big Ten fans doing it today. SEC fans did it a couple of years ago. OU fans, you're celebrating because you're going to the SEC and you're going to make all this money. If it never benefits you, what does it matter? Why do you celebrate it? You're celebrating it because a few folks who really hold the keys to your experience are going to have much deeper pockets, and they're deeper because none of it's coming to you. So hopefully it's not too late at Oklahoma. This has already gone too far at a lot of other places. Hopefully it's not too late at Oklahoma.